In this episode, we'll demonstrate how to connect your Node app or Node script to the Chrome DevTools. All right, let's see what we got here. We got a file called test.js, which is just a bunch of functions. We got function 1 calling function 2, which calls function 3, and that calls function 4, which does not exist. So we expect that to throw an exception. Let's try and run that. Reference error 4 is not defined, as expected. So in this case, it's really simple. We know what the problem is, but there's many cases where you're running a Node app and it's a lot more complicated. But this simple use case is great because we can still look at all the tooling. So how do we connect this to the Chrome DevTools? If we go over here to Chrome, you see this icon here, but it's currently grayed out. So if we run the script again, but pass the --inspect-brk flag, inspect and break, it's going to start the debugger and pause the script. So now if we go over here, we see this is now green. That means that there's a connection there waiting for us. So let's click on this. And because we use the --inspect-brk flag, it's signaled to Node to establish a connection to the Chrome DevTools and at the very beginning to stop. If you're not familiar with the Chrome debugger, I have an episode for that, which I'll link to in the show notes. So you can do all the normal things you can do in a browser. There's a few small differences, but for the most part, it's very similar. So we can step over here. So the first thing that happens is we call 1, and step into 1. We see the local scope. Currently number is undefined. Now it's defined. In Node, this refers to the global object, which is global, which in the browser is window. In the browser, you have the window object, which is the global object, and in Node, you have global. So you can inspect those wonderful things here. And then if we just hit resume here, it'll pause. I left this debugger statement in here, so it paused on this line, and we have our call stack. Now you may notice that there's other things here that we don't recognize. These are internal modules that are part of Node. So if you want to learn more about how Node loads modules, how it runs code, it might be an interesting exercise to step through these. And here on the left, if we open these, we can see our file here. But if we open up Node domain here, you have a lot of the internal modules like the FS module, which is responsible for file operations like reading and writing to files. So pretty interesting if you want to learn some more. So you could step through all that if you wanted to. But that's not what we're doing today. So here it is. So if we step over here, 4 is not defined. So clearly we need to add the 4 function or remove it. So let me go back to the code. I'll just comment this out. And now if we let this play, then it's just done because it ran to the end of the script and it's done. But here you see waiting for the debugger to disconnect. So it's waiting for you to either sever the connection with Control-C or you can close this debugger window, which is now released it. So now let's run that script again. No errors. Fantastic. In summary, if we start a Node script or a Node application and pass the --inspect-brk flag, then this button here turns green, and by clicking it, it establishes a connection between Node and the Chrome DevTools, which will then break at the very beginning and will allow you to step through the code and inspect it, which is incredibly useful. That's it.